going on, everybody? Welcome to another edition of You Guessed It. That's right, Official Patriot News Live, formerly known as Joel Davis Media Network, where we talk about black conservative news on a black conservative perspective. Thank you. Hold your applause. Hold your applause. So listen, man. So I have been like literally busy. That's why these episodes are so sporadic. I had took a long hiatus with political news because I had upstarted my podcast, and because of this, it's been nonstop. Like every time you turn around, I am constantly on the go. And with my new job being a boss, finally, after 40 something years, finally back into the supervisory element role, it is tough to balance the two. But I have balanced all three, but I have in family life. But I have made it my mission because people have told me, hey man, we miss you preaching the truth. We miss you being on the conservative side, just standing up for what you believe in and talking about the things that we are facing in this country right now. And I said, you know what? It's time for me to get back into it. It's time for me to do what I first started with, and that is uh, give y'all the truth at any means necessary. And damn it, that's what we're going to do. And so that's why I am so glad now that I have you guys here as a support system. Uh, I mean, that's just straight facts. So let's see here. I want to see if I'm going live. For some reason my live stream is not working. Let's see if I'm going live. Let's see if I'm going live. Okay, so I am going live. So that's good to know. I'm going live. Y'all get to see me. Y'all see where I'm at. That's what I really needed to see. Okay. So everybody knows I'm live. So that's good to hear. Go ahead. Trying to make sure you guys can see me live, but for some reason it wants to be difficult. Okay. All right. So I'm back live. All right. Here we go. So sorry about that. I had to do some rules of engagement here, some housekeeping rules. So this is going to be on my podcast, Official Patriot News Live. Please check it out on Spotify. and whatever your streaming platforms are. We're going to be talking about the following tonight: a synopsis of what's going on in these conservative streets. First things first, we will discuss what everybody's been talking about the last couple of days: the situation with the food stamps. Everybody know that Friday, if the government is not back open, food stamps will officially be out of the way for at least, I want to say, 40 million Americans. Now, when we do on this deep dive tonight about the food stamp, I am going to talk about the people that really need it. Okay, you know who those people are. That's our elderly people. That's our people that's really disabled because of physical limitations that they cannot control. And we also going to talk about the people that are diming, nickel and diming the system for years. We're going to show a couple of those videos where they are basically saying, hey, you know, this is what we do. This is how we get down. We like to nickel and dime the system. And unfortunately, we have a lot of those people. Now, am I not saying that this is right? No, not at all. I mean, this is horrible. I mean, who wants to be part of or know that there's people part of a program that your tax dollars is paying, and the first thing they want to do is exploit said program? Nobody wants to hear that. But unfortunately, this is the world we live in. This is the type of people that we're dealing with out here. Uh, we will also discuss, well, some of, we will also discuss, well, some of, sorry about having to mute that. Some of the people that are going over to the other side. That's right. They are decided to come on over here to the conservative side. There is one Democratic person from the state of Georgia near Atlanta. That is her district. She decided that she was tired of playing politics for the radical left and decided to get where common sense is available at all times. We also going to discuss in this episode of this podcast as well, a principal that got let go from a school in the Dallas area because she wanted to be more direct and more, how can I put this? I guess I want to say this the right way. She wanted to inform. Yeah, let's put it that way. Be informative to the black students in her district that go to her school that they need to improve their eligibility in taking these tests so they can be successful later on in life. And a lot of parents took it the wrong way, which is nothing new when we're dealing with these liberal towns. And we will also touch base on some of the culture wars and some of the other things that's been on my mind as well, which will probably be before the conclusion. What's been eating Joel's grapes? We're going to be having that corner at the end of each segment. And hopefully we get enough participation in the future. We'll probably start doing links to where people can come in and tell me how they feel or what their thoughts about what's going on in the conservative movement. Because I think everybody should be able to have an opinion, long as it's within reason, and be able to agree to disagree. So with us moving forward, let's go to the first story. And this first story is going to blow y'all mind. And this is the one that we've been talking about, coming out of Dallas, Texas. So let's look this up right quick. Let y'all hear a snippet of why everybody's upset with Sandra Hooper Barnett. And this is fair use, fair use, fair use. And this coming out of Dallas, Fort Worth, Texas. I'm basically to pull this particular video up. And I'm about to share it with you guys. Again, this is fair use, fair use. And I am going to let y'all guys see the craziness that is going on in our society today that will make you really understand why a lot of our black youth is going astray. Because again, we are scared to discuss the real issues out loud. So with that being stated, let's roll the footage.
Dallas ISD removed the principal of Woodrow Wilson High School after she called a meeting inviting only black students to discuss their academic performance.
And a parent of one student in that meeting told us that she found the meeting offensive. Fox 4 Stephen Dial live now with more. Stephen.
Woodrow Wilson parents we spoke to say that they feel like their black students were being singled out for the school having a B rating. Now it's important to note that in the prior review, the school actually had a C rating. With the principal removed, some parents still want more answers from the district.
The principal stated that they are the reason for the B rating, and not in like a, oh, you guys help uplift the grade. It's you all's fault that we're not an A school.
That's how one parent interpreted Principal Chandra Hooper Barnett's message to her son, a 10th grade honors student. Jennifer, who is the mother, did not want to use her last name. She told me that her son and the other black students were pulled out of class for this meeting.
It was like responsibility placed on students versus administrators saying, hey, we're going to do this.
The principal, who was also black, later acknowledged that the meeting was not appropriate, and in a letter to parents, she told them, I take full ownership and responsibility for what occurred, and I want to assure you that it was never my intent to single out or cause harm to any group of students. Monday, Dallas ISD sent a letter to parents saying Hooper Barnett had been removed after 3 years of leading Woodrow Wilson, telling parents Danielle Peters is the new interim principal. Dallas ISD did not directly address the content of the meeting, which is still under review. While some parents are happy about Hooper Barnett being removed, they still want more answers.
I am happy that the district has moved swiftly and tried to get this resolved, but I also want them to hold a town hall meeting with the parents to talk to us and to provide transparency and facts versus rumors and word of mouth and hearsay.
Now, it's unclear if Hooper Barnett will just be reassigned to another school, but I'm told that she is still with the district, according to sources. It is also important to know that Hooper Barnett was named one of the principals of the year last year.
All right, Stephen Dow, right across the street from Woodrow Wilson. Stephen, thank you.
All right, so you saw that and you heard that. So there's a lot to unpack here, right? So first things first, let's talk about the elephant in the room, which is what's going on in America today. And that is with our black culture. That is, we have a problem with the truth. Now, Mrs. Barnett looked at the statistics of what was going on in her school district. She saw that those statistics showed that these black students was creating the B rating / really a C rating in private from a school that was an A. Now, she did what any responsible educator would have done. She felt like this was a specific demographic. She probably had the specific demographic of the students that were the most in danger for causing this failure. Let's have a conversation on 101 as me being a black woman and you being a black student. And this should be more of an empowerment thing than a criticism thing. But see, what Chandra Barnett failed to realize, that today's black Americans, a lot of us that are woke, that love to say we so woke, we have a criticism issue. We do not want to be called out when we are not doing our best. And we want it to be swept under the rug. And if we do get called out when we're not doing our best, we want to be a victim. Example given, if Chandra Barnett would have talked to these kids individually and would have said the things of, hey, you guys are not doing so good. You're bringing the school down. But it's not y'all fault. It is because you're not getting the resources y'all need because y'all are black students. We're going to fight for you. Now, if she would have came off with that narrative, she would have still had a job. We would not be having this discussion while streaming tonight. And once again, our black young youth would have known that there's no such thing as accountability or expectations. You're just supposed to always be comfortable being a victim. But she didn't want to do that. Now, Sandra could have had a big assembly with all the kids about the test scores and could have talked to all the black kids in public. Oh, she really would have got a good thrashing. They would have called her everything but a child of God. And see, Sandra Barrett is probably saying to herself, well, what did I do wrong? Like, how me talking to independent black students got me to this point to where they think that I'm not being honest? It's because we live in a culture now where Again, people of color, if you want to call it, indigenous people, minority people, whatever you want to call what everything is this week. They are not holding us accountable, because to hold us accountable would give us the intellectual ability to see through the BS. And they don't want us to see through the BS, because the seeing through the BS does not create money in their pockets. So yeah, this is automatic a failure. Now, my thing that really ticked me off is that she getting fired from all of this. And then they want a town hall meeting. Why do you want a town hall meeting for? Because you say you want to be more transparency. How transparent can you get when they're telling you your child, who is African American, is possibly the reason why, based upon test scores, that you're not getting accepted to any colleges, possibly. You need to work on a major amount of things to say that you successfully graduated from high school. That's all that it really entails. But to go out here and go as far and say that this woman who took the time to individually look at the most high-risk students that she saw on her information sheet that needed to perform better on this standardized test is basically creating a racial undertone, even though she's a black woman herself. Just lets you know how woke we have gotten in this world today. All right, so we're gonna move right along from this, and we're gonna talk about Mesha Mainor. So let's go up here and look up Mesha Mainor right quick. Now, this right here is probably going to make everybody trip about what has recently happened with this lady. Let me see when this happened. All right. And this was recently, a couple of years back, that she did this. So I'm about to play on how we got here to where she decided to join this party. Y'all, please hit the like button. Please share this podcast. Also, too, while I am doing this podcast, and if you're looking at me on Rumble or YouTube or Twitch, listen, man. Yeah, donate to your boys Cash Out right here. Joe's News and Views, man. We definitely need it over here. Whether you want to do $1, whether you want to donate $500, it doesn't matter. It will definitely be used to get these platforms and keep them studied. So support your favorite conservative, man. I mean, black conservative, definitely support us, man. We need the support. Time is of the essence. And hey, you support us, we definitely support you back. So definitely keep this in mind. Support, 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 support. Love telling y'all that. Support, support, support. All right. So getting back to this gentleman here that I was saying. Getting back to this lady here that switched parties. We finna go and play the clip, what caused her to change parties and what she is doing now to keep hope alive.
Well, State Representative Mesha Mainor says her decision to defect from the Democrats to become a Republican came after her relationship with her own party splintered. Now, a Republican represents one of the bluest parts of Georgia, under the Gold Dome.
Today, I stand here to say that I have decided to join the Republican Party of Georgia.
The major announcement coming after what she called, quote, harassment and intimidation since she broke with state Democrats on private school vouchers and police reform.
I supported children and families over the teachers union. I supported the Republican position not to defund the police.
Top state Republicans, including Governor Byron, were quick to show their support. State party chair by her side at Tuesday's announcement.
Let me tell you why you see a lot of this happening in politics recently. And this happened 2 years ago before I get back to Mesha Mainor. See, when you on the radical left, right, they believe in all these woke, very disturbed policies. Okay? Give me 1 second here. And when you got these type of policies going on, these disturbed policies, they do not know how to actually take the time and to deviate from what it means to use common sense with a lot of these woke policies. Like, for instance, the radical left love to say that black women that's in abusive relationships or in abusive situations are not being protected, right? But when these said black women have the opportunity to escape their abuser with the correct lawyer or the correct, any way it goes, showing bruises, marks, whatever, they will continuously support these judges that ignores those signs, ignores those aggressive tendencies, and let the perpetrator go on bond or call your own recognizance. Now they'll give them a sheet of paper and say, hey, listen, you cannot go within 500 feet near that person, or there's a chance that it ain't gonna be good. And again, these same perpetrators, they get out on their own recognizance, like I said, they ignore that piece of paper, and next thing you know, you have a lot of these women, especially women of color, or as they would call it, black women, the correct term, laying in the morgue, losing their lives so young because, once again, what? These Wokians do not want to be tough on crime. They don't. They want you to believe that somebody chipping a woman's tooth or almost put her head through a train or anything like that. Oh, that's just they're having a hard time. Mm-mm. No. Something's wrong up there. Something's wrong up there. This person is being dangerous. Man, I'm getting a little tired, y'all. So let's get back to what Mesha Mainor has got going on. So let's read this right quick in my notes. Hold on, y'all. I got to find it. Okay. So the school choice answer that we've been talking about with relates back to the ratings that Miss Sandra Hopper or Hooper Barnett was dealing with, right? So Ms. Mesha Mainor is a Republican who is running for state school superintendent on the platform of parent choice. The conservative argument is that when a system repeatedly fails, parents must have the financial power to exit and secure better options for their children. Now, hold that thought, guys. Give me 1 second. Let me find out. I got to take a quick break. Wife is trying to ask me something. Give me 1 moment. All right, y'all, I'm back. Sorry about that. I had to take a commercial break. I thought I had the music on repeat, but getting back to this lady here, like I said before, this is another example of why it is important to have school, these charter schools, because parents want to be able to send their kids to a school that they're going to get all the resources, get all the support, get all of the knowledge that they need to excel when it comes to going to these prestigious college. But if you let the Wokians tell you that that is horseshit, that's bullshit, they want you to believe that the ethnics part of this, you're supposed to have a school district that is supposed to be public, where they teach you all this woke stuff of 1692, whatever, all this DEI craziness, right? And feed victimhood into the minds of black students and creates a mindset for all the other non-minority students as, okay, you are supposed to allow this type of person to get away with this, that, and the third because they are not capable of being to the level you are. You're inferior. But since you're so inferior to them, this is what I need you to do. I need you to treat them with kids' gloves and make them feel like they're a victim at all times. Don't allow them to ever decide that there's an opportunity that they can be better than their environment or situation. And this is common. We see it all the time. And this is why a lot of our young black Americans don't excel, because that's the mindset they have been built on. And I had to learn that the hard way with the Democratic Party. I used to think the Democratic Party was this amazing party that they was just going to just make it where black folks are supposed to be successful from here to Tinsdale. But I learned real quick, the Democratic Party wants you to feel like a victim, but they never want you to learn how to recover from being a victim. No, sir. They don't never teach you that part. They will always instill in you victimhood, but they will never give you the tools not to be a victim. Because the day and hour you find out that you're not a victim, that's the day and hour they have to acknowledge that there's a such thing as healing, and there's a such thing as success to overcome your situation. It's crazy, ain't it? It's crazy. Straight bananas. But we're going to continue because I want to make sure y'all know what's going on here with this. So this is just an example of why Mesha Mainor decided to leave the Democratic Party and is currently running for the state school superintendent for the state of Georgia on parent choice, and why that parents should have financial assistance and power from the state with these programs to help their children be successful in these charter schools and get the opportunities that they deserve. So that's why I had played that clip of Miss Mainor and why everybody had welcomed her to the Democratic Party. And it goes back to what I was saying what happened to the lady in Dallas. All right, we're gonna go ahead on here, and we are gonna talk about the SNAP situation. That's what you're really here for. Oh, we got it for you. The SNAP situation. Now I'm finna go and charter the worlds of TikTok. Y'all know TikTok is one of them places where it is some uncharted waters. But we're gonna talk about people that are having problems with the food stamp situation. So, all right, y'all, hold on. I had to pause that because I ain't want to get in no problem. Hold on. All right, let me get into my search. And we're gonna look at food stamp meltdowns, the top ones. I'm gonna play a couple of these. These are fair use of people really losing their mind because of the food stamps. All right, I'm going. So we're gonna play one clip here. See what they're saying. So again, this is fair use. This is on TikTok.
Baby, when y'all go grocery shopping next month, y'all need to be very careful because apparently they already got started. Y'all know next month a lot of people not gonna get their food stamps and they SNAP benefits, and a lot of people gonna be desperate and hungry. A Walmart employee came on here last night talking about how they had emergency evacuate the Walmart because people done stormed up in there trying to put stuff in their bags and be stealing. Baby, when y'all go to the grocery store next month, y'all better get in and get out. Don't be standing around trying to have no conversation with somebody from church. Don't stuff your buggy too full either. Get a few items and then leave. If you gotta go 50 miles per hour out that doggone parking lot, go 50 miles per hour out that doggone parking lot. Or if you want to be that person, baby, buy somebody's groceries for them. Help them where you can help. Period.
So let's start right there. Now, this is a user. I'm not gonna knock her down for what she's saying because this right here is definitely facts about how people usually start acting crazy in this lifetime here when things don't go their way. But let's talk about this. All right. First and foremost, what is the food stamp program? Because a lot of people don't understand what the food stamp program entails and what it does. So let's go down what you call a history lesson. Because a lot of people don't know what it was designed for and how it got started, right? So food stamps is really called the Supplemental Nutrition Assistance Program, which is called SNAP. Now, it was founded in 1939, which was 86 years ago. Now, this is during the Great Depression, right? The government was trying to figure out a way to address hunger because at the time people lost everything in the 1930s through the Great Depression. A lot of people lost their property, they lost their houses, lost their money. There was a lot of people doing a lot of self-deleting back then. So like any crisis like this, the government was like, what can we do to help everyone? So they came up with, or they really promoted this program. Now, this program was to assist you with food. Okay. It's supposed to assist you with food. So that way you could be able to eat while you're trying to find a job, while you're trying to make a little bit of money, even though it was nickel and diamond back then, to put food on your family, put food on the table for your family. Now, again, the program, it really started kicking off in 1939 to 1943. It went full hand over fist. And then during that 4 years of it, 20 million people, which was half in the counties in the United States, at a cost of $262 million was on this program. Okay, making sure that people was able to eat. Now, the first, which is crazy, the first retailer to redeem stamps was in Rochester, New York, was Joseph Motolo. So, again, then there was a pilot food stamp program came up right back again after the first program, 1961 to 1964. Again, it was to help out during when the economy was not doing so good. Then they finally made it a permanent program in 1964 because they wanted to be able to do the war on poverty. That's when they passed all this, and that's when it really took off. Now, let's talk about the myth of food stamps. People try to make you think that the only people on food stamps predominantly is Black Americans, which we only make up now because of all the violence that is going on in our community. We only make up 17% of the population. So with that 17% of the population, not a lot of us is on food stamps as much as white Americans. Yeah, that's just being 1,000. Now, here's the thing about the food stamps that people use. You have a lot of white Americans that use food stamps. Now, they don't get all on the airwaves and gloat that they own it, not because they're ashamed. It's because they just ain't that type of people to do that. You get what I'm saying? Now, over the years, there has been, with it being changed from food stamp to EBT because we started getting the card, the EBT portion, electronic benefit transfer portion of this in the 1990s, when they got the card and stuff released and things of that nature, people started realizing over time that even with especially during this current inflation, that you can't even afford the food. It still doesn't even help you. The average poverty level to get food stamps as a single person is if you make $15,000 or less, right? So if you make $15,000 a year or less, you are automatically eligible for food stamps. Now, let me tell you about this. $15,000 or less that they will not talk about is that to get that $15,000 or less, you have to be working as a single person at a job where you are making $7.25 an hour. That is the minimum wage set in stone for the government. $7.25 an hour. Last time I checked, it is very hard to find a place in America right now where you are making $7.25 an hour. I think the lowest I've heard of someone get paid recently, even due to all of this crazy inflation, is maybe $9 an hour. I have fairly ever hear someone tell me that they make $7 or $8 an hour doing a job right now, because that's just how much we are facing. But I'm reading at the comment section of some of the people that reacted to that video that she wrote. One person said, "Man, act as the car says, get a job, stop being lazy." And you know, everybody want to say, you know, hey, my mom has medical problems, and we're practically homeless, I guess they said. So excuse me for needing food. And you know, people saying make change your situation. And I think the stereotype that has been running along so long with when you hear someone is on food stamps like SNAP or on WIC or things of that nature, we want to automatically assume they're playing the system or they just don't know how to manage their money. But here's the thing, if you're someone who's don't have a set of skills, your education may be very limited based upon whatever you have had or going on in your life, and you turn around and you know you got 3 or 4 kids, and let me tell you about having 3 or 4 kids. Each kid on the low end in America today is $16,000 a year. High end is about $35,000. So let that sink in. So if you got 4 of those kids or 3 or 4 of those kids you taking care of, and you know, hear me out now, that's already, you're at about 64,000, and that's on the low end. And then you got to take care of yourself or your wife, or y'all both got to come together. I mean, to survive, you're looking at over 100,000 a year, 135,000 a year at a regular small state that is not expensive with high taxes. You could actually raise your child comfortably or your children comfortably with that amount. If you got 4, you may even be able to do away with 5. But these are the realities we're facing. You know, we have to get out this narrative that every person on food stamps is playing the system. There are really people that are really out here that are going through some things. And that's facts. All right, let's go and look up some more content on the food stamp situation.
I just finally got confirmation that food stamps is officially cut for next month.
About 2 months ago, I stopped eating dinner almost every night of the week so that my boyfriend and I could have enough food left over to have lunch the next day. This was before we were about to lose our food stamps. Mind you, we both work.
I don't think that we really realize the depth that this is, the damage that this is going to do, but the women, the mothers, and the families, but the mothers especially, who are going to go without meals so their children don't have to. I know that I will absolutely be one of those mothers.
But because we have children and because aftercare and before care is too expensive, I've taken a job that's basically minimum wage so that I can be there to pick up my kids. I cannot fathom what we're going to do without that food stamp money. Because if I already couldn't eat dinner with that food stamp money, this was before without that food stamp money. Because if I already couldn't eat dinner with that food stamp money,
Ma'am, stop. I just finally got confirmation that food stamps.
All right, so I'm gonna stop that video right there. I was trying to pause it, but it wouldn't let me pause it for some reason. So I'm hearing these women talk about this, right? They say, you know, and my heart goes out to any single mothers. And please don't take this the wrong way. If you're a single mom and you out there trying to get it with your kids, and because of the food stamp program, you're trying to work and this, that, and the third. I commend you. But there is a one common theme here that these liberals will not expand upon or talk about. Where are the fathers? Where are the fathers? I need that. I need to know this. Where are the fathers? Fathers are supposed to protect and provide, right? Even if you cannot make as much money as the mom. If she's making minimum wage, you should step up and you should literally be matching her energy to take care of these kids. I'm going to tell you where the fathers are. They are long gone, because a lot of these women, and I'm not saying all of them that's on here, that's going through it, that's complaining and saying about their life story is like this, but a lot of these women keep making the same poor judgment in baby fathers over and over again. Shout out and rest in peace to Kevin Samuel. Kevin Samuel said something that was real, the realest thing I've ever heard. He used to tell these women all the time. They said, "Oh, I'm going through something. I don't know about my." He said he used to tell them all the time, "Where is your baby's father?" And they get mad. They be like, "What? Huh? Why are you telling me that?" He's telling you that because it needs to be stated. Where is the baby father? Where is he? I'll give it one moment. All right, I'm back. So sorry about that, guys. I had a lot of stop and go tonight. But anyway, that's all I want to know. Where's the fathers at? Like, nobody's discussing where is the fathers. That's all I want to know. I mean, I'm not trying to be a bonehead, but I really want to know, where's these dads? Because if they're going through all this, where are the dads? Because where I'm from, the dads are supposed to be stepping up, right? All right. This is from MSNBC, because aka MSNDC, that's how they is. Let me go see what else somebody said.
I just finally got confirmation
on that video.
You don't think you would have to depend on stamps? I work full time. Thank you. And I do rely on stamps.
Okay, so she works on full time. She relies on stamps. Okay, let's see what the situation is.
Because guess what? It's not enough money in this economy for me to be able to pay bills and get stuff that we need and provide for my 2 kids. So yes, I depend on stamps. And I have a full-time job. So please know that people out here depending on stamps is not because we out here just mooching off the government. It's because we literally need that to provide for our family.
I work hard every single day. I get up every single day and clean houses, and I still rely on food stamps to feed my 6 children because the prices are so high. It's unrealistic to think about not having food stamps. Next month,
All right, I'm gonna stop right here, and I'm gonna be again. I'm not trying to be an ass, but I'm being realistic. Where is the fathers? Lady, you got 6 kids. And you said we eat off of food stamps. Now, again, this goes back to where are the fathers of your 6 kids or father of your 6 kids? Now, if I play devil's advocate, let's say he passed on, God called him home. Okay, I can understand that. Then, all right, why haven't you applied for survivor benefits? Okay, maybe he didn't work enough to get survivor benefits. Okay, I play devil's advocate, so that could be a bad thing right there. But I know it's highly unlikely that's the situation. That's one of those 1 to 3% situations. I guarantee you made bad choices over and over and over again with these guys that had the same MO. They were not going to be there for you. Because if you notice the women who learned the first time or actually never been in a situation that took the whole initiative of marry before you carry, a good percentage of those, damn near over 60% of those, don't run into these issues right here. They already know that the man that they are with or dealing with or married to, if they don't work out today or tomorrow, they already know that that person is going to make sure that their kids is well taken care of. And in a lot of cases, even them being the mother of their kids. So this right here is a cultural problem. Because in society today, we're not advocating relationships, good decisions. You know, we are quick to just jump in and get lust with anyone that says they love us. And in the end, they don't. And this is a perfect example right here with these ladies. Okay, let's continue with what this one said on this video.
So terrified because 6 babies are always eating. Plus myself, I eat about 1 meal a day, but still.
And again, I'm not trying to be a dick.
I finally got confirmation that food stamps is officially cut.
I'm being real. And this is again another example of where are these fathers? Y'all women don't understand. This is why you got to start using common sense when you get in these relationships and start measuring these guys' character. You can't just go by some smooth words. You got to look at some action. Hey, don't be afraid to do a background check on homie. You know, dude, especially if he's older, a little bit older than you. Oh, well, yeah, I'll do this, that. Or how many kids you got? Oh, I got 7 kids or 8 kids. Okay, if that's another red flag. If the man got a whole bunch of kids with a whole bunch of women, what that means, if you get pregnant with him, what that's going to lead to with you? You're going to be another person that's added to the list of disappointment. Or if this guy you're dealing with, every time you need him to help you out on crunch time financially, he never can step up to the plate to even make an attempt to make a financial contribution. So that, yeah, a lot of times y'all women, man, I mean, y'all say, well, I'll do it because I'm trying to do it for the sake of the kids. No, it's because a lot of y'all don't want to be wrong. A lot of y'all don't want to admit the accountability aspect of you made your bed and lied in, and you need to lie in it. And a lot of you have been lying in that bed over and over again because you've seen the red flags and you always ignore them. Because in your mind, it's called the definition of insanity. I keep going for the same BS over and over again, expecting a different result, and it ain't going to happen. This is why you are now going crazy in situations like this. There is no way you should be freaking out about food stamps being cut off. You should be worrying about if your whole mindset should be, well, all I got to do now is just hustle a little harder.
We voted for them. Yeah. We wore the hats, knocked doors, all of it. Now they cut off the SNAP card like it don't matter.
Groceries are already sky high. We can't keep the fridge full without that help. And the president just keeps quiet like it's...
Tomorrow I'm heading to the food bank and then to the plant to see if they're hiring extra shifts.
I don't want to hear that. That's a fake one. Here's a good one.
Let's talk about why Stephanie is crying in the parking lot of a church/food bank. So if you guys did not know, Stephanie and Drew were getting EBT, which they are no longer getting because of their income from TikTok. Now what's crazy is the other day, Drew was on live and he admitted that him and Stephanie spend plenty of money on every 3 to 4 days. Like, I don't know how to say it without not saying it, but yeah. So let me get this straight. Y'all buy that, but can't buy clothes for your children. You can't buy food without the help from the state. But y'all are making $20,000 a month off of TikTok. And not even just TikTok. FB, IG, and...
All right, so I'm going to stop right here with this. I don't know who the Stephanie and Drew is. I guess they are influencers, very major, big influencers in the TikTok community. But they make $20,000 a month, and they're crying because their EBT is being cut off. If they are not able to get things situated with their if they're not able to get things situated with the government. Now, I have a major complaint here. I'm not even an influencer, and I don't make 20 grand a year, 20 grand a month. But if you're making 20,000 a month, now I'm about to play devil's advocate, and this is just off of one social media. I don't know what they do or what they're following or what their social media entails, but I really got to figure this out. So if they got $20,000 a month and they get this a year, that is $240,000. If you make it $240,000 a year off of one social media app, and let's say all together from TikTok and all these other apps that you're on and you get donations and brand deals and whatever, I'm gonna play devil advocate and say they is almost at I would say a little after devil's advocate over $500,000. Do you know that what they don't know what they're doing is fraud? Because you make too much, you don't need stamps. Hell, you got enough money with $240,000 right there because you make $20,000 a month on YouTube or TikTok. You don't even you can hire a private cook. You can hire a private cook, get that cook to shop for you and everything. And you mean to tell me that you blowing it on recreational drugs? Man, stop. Sorry. You definitely deserve everything that's coming towards you. And I hope that the government taxes you like it's no tomorrow for not paying that 20K a month. Because I know you're not paying no taxes on it. You can't tell me that you're looking at that 20K a month and you got $2,000 back or $4,000 put back out of each check just to make sure Uncle Sam is satisfied. Nah, I know you're not. Ain't no damn way. $20,000 a month. Y'all, I just want y'all to hear what this woman just said. $20,000 a month. That's a lot of money, bro. That is a lot of cake, bro. It's a lot of money. Whatever. I don't think they smoking. They got to be smoking something hardcore to go through that. Ain't no weed habit. That's something a little bit more hardcore. Got to be. Let's continue with this one.
I don't really like the way people are responding to the news of the food stamp.
I didn't know. All right, let me get back to this woman.
Let's talk about why Stephanie is crying in the park. Say it without not saying it, but yeah. So let me get this straight. Y'all buy that, but can't buy clothes for your children. You can't buy food without the help from the state. But y'all are making $20,000 a month off of TikTok. And not even just TikTok. FB, IG, and YT. Getting on here crying about how you're no longer getting SNAP benefits when there's people who actually work and still need help and they don't get that assistance is wild as fuck. Let's talk about why Stephanie is crying in the parking lot of a church/food bank.
Some people are saying that ain't no way they're making that much money a month. But then some people saying anyway, yeah. Basically, people are like blown away. Like, wait a minute, how are they able to get this type of assistance? Well, if it's all true, because don't believe me, they're gonna check their social media and they find out they got a big following and they make that kind of money, buddy, they're done. They are so done. All right, so let's look at some more things that's going on around that people talk about. Hold on, y'all. I don't know why it's not playing. All right, let me go out of it and get back in it.
What the fuck you mean? Who ain't getting that goddamn food stamp in the goddamn November? Cause I'm getting my goddamn shit. I don't know about the rest of you motherfuckers, but I'm getting my shit. And I'm gonna tell you just like this, on Jesus tomorrow motherfucking Christ. I will be at motherfucking Walmart with my steel toes on and my motherfucking helmet, and I don't care if a bitch try to stop me from walking out that motherfucking store with my grocery. Baby, I'm 250 pounds solid. Baby, you wanna see a human motherfucking bulldozer, baby? Cause that's what the fuck I'm telling you. If you think you gonna touch me, please not that goddamn play with my motherfucking monthly groceries.
man, I know there's got to be a parody right here. First and foremost,
They just took my food stamps.
Okay.
Oh my gosh, I can't even believe.
All right. First and foremost, about this other lady that we just seen. They do not care, lady, what helmet or whatever you gonna put on. They gonna bust through. You can try to bust through one all you want to, and yeah, you might even be able to get out the door. But I promise you, you'll have a warrant out for your arrest the next day, and it's okay. So you may get 1 meal out of it, but the sense of entitlement, again, this is a program. They are not entitled to give you anything. You know, they do it because of the charity and all of the donations they get over time. But I do not see the Democratic Party coming to a compromise, because in their mind, if they can get the snaps cut off or they get them paused, they can easily push back and say, hey, it wasn't us. It was the Trump administration. They caused all this chaos. Well, the problem is it's not going to work because it's been named in multiple situations. So, yeah, it's just not going to happen. Now, this lady had said they took her food stamps. Now she owe $1,000. So let's see what her story is.
I can't even begin to tell y'all how frustrated I am. But more importantly, what am I gonna do? Now I told y'all something was a little iffy, and that we have to get our ducks in a row, y'all. We have to get our ducks in a row, because guess what? Now I gotta figure out myself, but that's cool. The whole thing is they're doing food stamp reductions. Now, did I think it was gonna be me? No, I didn't. I'm not gonna lie to y'all. I really didn't. But here we are. So for all y'all thinking that I just be BSing and this is not going on, this is going on. You can Google it. You can Google it. Google Trump administration food stamps and see what you don't read. But yeah, y'all, and get this, it was only $400 anyway. Like, how did I make the list of who to reduce? Talk about you don't meet the eligibility requirements anymore. That's crazy work. Y'all.
All right, so this is another entitlement episode of This Is Why We as Americans has failed. This woman is upset because she has now been alerted that not only is her food stamps getting reduced, but she also needs to come up with a payment plan to pay back the food stamps that she's been using over the years. Now, she's going to tell you and make you think, oh my God, it's the Trump fault. They're targeting me for no reason. But what probably happened is that she has probably been using food stamps for her own personal benefit, right? And, you know, instead of just going ahead on and being honest about what her money's running like, what she makes, so she can step up to the plate and be like, you know what? If I gotta pay for this, I just gotta pay for it, you know, out of pocket. If I'm gonna get a reduced amount of stamps because of my income, I just have to. I just suck it up, buttercup, and just use that little bit until we can get better. But that's not how they think. They think they should have thousands and thousands of dollars. They think they should get as much as some of these elderly people that's all they got. And because we have this type of mindset, the accountability rate has gone downhill to the garbage. And now these are the type of people that will do anything, I mean anything, to get a free ride. because they don't want to get it out the mud. Now, I have a disabled wife and a disabled son. And I have bipolar disorder and I have what they call personality disorder. I take medicine on a regular basis, but I do not let that define me as being on stamps forever and a day. Because personally, I don't care for stamps, because over the years, the more inflation goes up, it seems like the increase that they have for you to take care of yourself don't match it. It don't. All right, let's see what else we got here that's coming our way out of this whole entitlement of these stamps. All right, here we go with this one.
You know what? I really hate to say this, but I hope they do dismantle the whole SNAP benefits program. Because a lot of y'all are lazy. Like, let's just really face it. This program has been around for years, okay? Years. And a lot of y'all still have not learned. Y'all are lazy. You don't.
What's wrong?
I don't have food stamps.
You crying because she said you don't have food stamps?
I do have food stamps.
You do have food stamps at home?
Yeah.
But there's no reason to cry, okay? You alright? Stop crying.
Listen, whatever y'all do, do not steal. Do not steal. If you steal, he's going to have to control us somehow. You know how he's going to do that? By enforcing more.
All right, I'm going to stop right here. This lady talking all quiet, like it's a quiet storm. So I want to address to the black lady that said it first. Now, she said the following. She said, I am tired of y'all being lazy and not doing what you're supposed to do. And I really respect what she said, because there is a lot of people, and she is not lying, that is not doing what they are supposed to do when it comes to these stamps. As in trying to get off of it, get a job, and be successful. And tell daddy government, yo, thank you for helping me at the time of need I was in, but I'm good now. I don't need you no more. No, there's some people that love the government so much that they in the bed with it. They really is. They in the bed with the government like it's their baby daddy. I mean, think about what this woman just talked about. I mean, this is just straight bananas. This woman is talking about, got her kids programmed that we're not getting no stamps is the end of the world. You should be programming your child that there is more to life than stamps and sitting on daddy government to pay these bills. But they're not going to do that, because to do that requires common sense.
Which means
y'all complaining about Trump taking away SNAP. Just go and buy them groceries with cash like I do. Or people actually joking like, haha, now y'all gotta buy groceries with cash like we do. Aha. How is that funny? It's literally single moms out here, you know, that has kids that
I'm not too worried because if I ever go broke, I'ma take your money. If I ever go hungry, I'm robbing. Yeah, I'm looting up all types of supermarkets. So respectfully, like I'm not that worried because like I'm just gonna join.
And again, y'all say y'all not that worried. You want to loot, which is another prime example that we have problem in our community. You want to loot, you want to steal, you want to do this, you want to do that. It's a simple fix. And I'm going to ask you again, like Kevin Samuels would always ask, where is the fathers? That's what we want to know. Where are the dads? Where are these so-called fathers that you have laid down with, or father that you've laid down with and created these extra lives? Where are they? And if you tell me, oh, they ain't shit, then you need to sit down here and chill the hell out and enjoy every free meal you could possibly get. Because it is quite aware to me that you do not have the mental fortitude when it comes to relationships and social relationships to make the right decisions. Because if you did, you would not be on this app saying you're struggling trying to pay this bill and that bill. I mean, I'm just saying. Real recognize real.
In the crimes, like respectfully, I'm really gonna just join the crimes. I'm gonna go get the little Scully, put it on, and just hop on the line of thieves because yeah. My kids are not going hungry. That's
I stole, well, I borrowed my sister's food stamps, and guess what? I spent $300. No one told her to not be paying attention. Anyways, she was there cooking in my house, taking my food, okay? So I went ahead and I grabbed her food stamp card, because guess what? Next month, with the whole government shut down, we're not getting food stamp, guys. Okay?
And let me tell you about how dumb that is what she just did. Now you just put yourself in a fraudulent state because your sister gets $3,600 worth of food stamps. You took her card, you went and brought this and brought that. So now what happens is if somebody from that department or whatever state y'all live in see that your sister gets $3,600 worth of stamps and you're the one that gets to keep it all the time and buy this and buy that, and she's not saving the extra, yeah, that's how it's going down. All right, so I'm tired of seeing all of this, and I'll say that to say this because I'm going back to my my soapbox now. And I say that to say this is that these single moms that's coming up here giving you these sad pony stories saying that they're not being valued, loved, and all this, and you know, just being ridiculous. It is not y'all's fault, America. It is because a lot of these people that are on this journey of these food stamps, they do not want to take the initiative to get out. They want to continue to get and live off daddy government. And when daddy government tells them finally enough is enough, my back is hurting, you have these episodes. Let's see what we got going on next in my notes here. Make sure I address everybody. All right, let's see what we got going on here. All right. So get into the final thing. We got to talk about the accountability factor and everything that we talked about tonight and what it ties into, or several things it ties into, which I would call my synopsis wrap up, aka the wrap up. In fact, you know what? Let me give y'all a quick transition for that. Let's get a transition wrap up play.
Powered by Riverside FM.
All right. So this is the wrap up, man. We're gonna talk about what we discussed tonight, my thoughts, and what I feel about these whole situations. First wrap up we're gonna discuss is what happened with the principal out there in Dallas, Texas today. Now, first and foremost, my heart goes out to this lady because it seems like to me that she really, really, really put in the time and effort to try to look out for her black students because they were the one in danger of not being successful. She got dismissed because one of the kids told their parents, and their parents like, "Oh hell no! Nah. You're trying to say that my child is like the rest? That's what you think about all the black students?" When in reality, she was just trying to talk to the few that didn't pass. Now, it's now or never. Yeah. So, oh, y'all, my bad, y'all. Let me get my dog from barking. Hold on, y'all. So, the moral of the story is that we as Americans, we gotta quit being soft when it comes to facts. We have a major problem with that. In a society today, we do not want to hear facts. We want to be told things in the most nicest, sweetest way. But there's no such thing as the truth coming to you in the nicest and sweetest way. The truth is going to come to you however it's packaged in life at that present moment. Now, getting back to the whole food stamp situation. Food stamp situation is another example of how entitled we as Americans, especially a lot of us minority Americans, have become about we need daddy government to take care of us and continue this lifestyle. Because see, the problem is when it's late, the problem is when let me get my thoughts together, y'all. Let me get my thoughts together. Hold on for a second. Let me get my thoughts together. But yeah, the problem is we act like that this sense of entitlement is gonna last forever, and it doesn't. And then last but not least, let's finish wrapping it up about the devastation that that's good close. Well, y'all, that's all I got for y'all for my political views for the night, and going into the morning. Again, like I said before, accountability on the forefront is one of our major problems. 2, we have to be able to take criticism. She could have been wrong on everything she was telling everybody, but if she's criticizing you about something that you're going to use or need to use, respect is given at all times. All right. That's all I got. Please like, share, subscribe. I'll catch y'all on the next round. I'm out.